This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter, I welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy for today, December 21st, which is technically the first day of winter, is a hard-throwing closer, one of the most dominant closers of the late 80s, early 90s. He pitched for Texas and St. Louis, yeah, but he was more well known for his job with the Toronto Blue Jays in the late 80s. He was the Terminator. He wore large rimmed glasses on the mound. He was 6'5". He had his hard fastball and forkball. And he had great strikeouts per 9 innings of 9.8, which is pretty good. So yes, he played for Texas, Toronto, and St. Louis. He is Tom Henke. He is 65, so he's a senior by Canadian standards, that is. He was born in Kansas City. And in fact, he would throw to his father, who would sit on a 5-gallon bucket. Anyway, he figured he had a lot of talent. Seattle even drafted him in the 20th round of the 79 baseball draft, but did not sign. And the Cubs drafted him in the January secondary draft in 1980, but again, he didn't sign. And then he fell to the 4th round of the 1980 June draft to Texas. Can you believe it? He didn't sign with the Cubs in the 1st round. Anyway, Tom Henke was good. He spent time in rookie ball. He went up through the minor leagues, and in 1983, he did participate in AAA with Oklahoma City. But his development stalled. He tried his best and all that. He pitched 28 innings with the Rangers in 1984 with 20 walks. So he was actually left to be picked. Texas took, I don't know who Texas took from Toronto, but Toronto was allowed to have a free agent compensation pick. So they did. They decided, why not? A compensation pick, we're going to take. No, Toronto had to give Texas a draft pick. They took a compensation pick, and that was Tom Henke. So the Blue Jays put him in AAA, and he did fantastic. 18 saves, a .88 ERA in 38 appearances. He was pretty good. He was a good pitcher. And then by July 1985, he was in the Blue Jays bullpen. Now, the Blue Jays in 1985 were good, 99 wins and all that. But the problem with the Blue Jays was their bullpen. It always seems to be the Blue Jays' weak point. Because the Blue Jays had some good offense and some good starting pitching, but their bullpen, their bullpen sucked. They went out to get Bill Caldwell and Gary LaVelle to try to close down games, and they both failed miserably. So the Blue Jays were in trouble. But they got Tom Henke. They brought him up from AAA, and Henke just dominated. He was actually the closer the Blue Jays needed in the first place. They should have went with the whole from the AAA thing and not trying to buy these guys through trades. He did pretty good. He got 13 saves for the Blue Jays. In his first 11 appearances as a Blue Jay, he actually ended up not giving up a run. Henke was the man. He was the closer, in a sense. By 1986, both LaVelle and Caldo were basically done for. So Henke was made the closer and never looked back. He was just that damn good for the Blue Jays and all that. With 217 saves. I don't know if that's the team record or not. I still think it is, but I might be wrong. I keep thinking it is. Yeah, well, I think so, because I'm thinking, who else has had 200 saves as a Blue Jay? Well, there's nobody. So that's it. So, yeah. Henke, unfortunately, now everyone knows in Game 6 of the 1992 World Series, the Blue Jays won. But what people forget is that he blew the save. He had a chance in the bottom of the 9th to beat the Braves, but he gave up a run. And thankfully, even though Kenny Maldonado had an air ball of a throw from left field that could have It could have been costly, and the Blue Jays might have lost that game and gone to Game 7. But thankfully, though, Henke settled down, got the Jays out of the ninth, and, the Jays won in the 11th inning. But the strange thing is, he was a free agent at the end of '92 and signed with Texas. And Blue Jay fans were really shocked. Because it's like, holy crow, we just let our closer go as a free agent to Texas? Well, he did play for Texas at first. Like, jaw dropped. However, the good news for the Jays is that their closing position wasn't deployed long because there was a setup guy for Tom Henke in the late 80s, early 90s named Dwayne Ward, and he was a good closer, and he was the closer for the 93 Blue Jays, and they did well. So it all worked out, despite the fact Henke's pitched 40 saves, got 40 saves in 1993, but still, he did okay. So Henke, at age 37, was signed with the Cardinals after 2 years with Texas and picked up 36 saves, which is pretty good. He started off the 95 season going 22 for 22 in saves. The strange thing was that because, well, despite throwing 36 saves, he retired from the Cardinals, which was shocking. He wanted his kid to see his kids grow up. And besides, at 37, yeah, I can see that. And Henke, but yeah, he could. Well, at least he retired on top and not through injury. I can admire that. Anyway, Henke only got to 2 All-Star games, 87 and 95, which sucks. And all that. He led the AL in saves with 34 and 87, despite the fact the Jays choked that season. Henke became the 7th closer to get to 300 saves, and he got 311th. When he retired, he was 5th. But, of course, people have passed him since. Spent 14 years in the majors. A 19.2 innings pitched and 5 saves in the playoffs, all with the Jays. Anyway, he lives on a farm in Taos, Missouri, with his wife Kathy and 4 children. One of them actually has Down syndrome, and basically, you got to admire Henke for that with a kid with Down syndrome. So anyway, everything worked out. He was nervous, though, coming from a town of under 900 people, and to the big league. So anyway, he's known as Charity because he volunteers for a special learning center, a school for handicapped children in Missouri, and with Special Olympics and with Down syndrome charities because one of his kids has it. Henke's nickname is the Terminator, which was coined by deceased teammate John Cerruti in 1985 after they saw the Terminator together. There was a song called Terminator, the ballad of Tom Henke, and it was released in 1985. That was funny. So anyway, Henke was named to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame in January 2011. Henke was part of the bullpen for the club's 40th anniversary with Dwayne Ward and Mike Timlin. He was named to the Ontario Sports Hall of Fame in 2018. But yeah, Tom Henke was icon, wearing glasses and all that when he pitched. That's something I would have done if I was a pitcher and all that. Hey, Henke did it with glasses, and he was a good closer, and he was intimidating. Something I wish I was. But anyway, that's neither here nor there or anywhere. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.